Okay guys, what's up? It's Tyler here again today, and today I will be showing you a bit of a different tutorial, I think. I also have a different recording setup, so today, oh, iTunes, go away. Today I will be showing you how to make a hovercraft out of foam and some recycled computer parts, and then like a DC battery and a toy. But I will be doing it in Google SketchUp because I didn't film doing it. Kind of a bad move on my part, but yeah, let's get started. And I will try to insert like pictures along the way. And will you excuse me for a minute? My phone is going off. Okay, now Susan, we can delete you. And let's just make a rectangle. I made it out of, you can go up to any dollar store and get a foam board. It's just like a foam sheet with paper on either side of it for $1. Because it's way cheaper than going to any like hobby store. This isn't quite the right size. So this is your total size of your board. You measure out, you put what I did is I had 4 fans, one in each corner, and then I put a central fan with a tower. Shut up, phone. I put a central fan in at the rear of it with a tower, and then a fan on that. And then up in the front, I had a odd steering system set up. Let's just say that was the size. And then what you would do is you would take a X-Acto blade or a hobby knife or anything, and then cut away all of that. And so you just have this little square left. It's not a perfect square, but you know. And then what I did was I took the fans and went in one fan diagonally width. And if I can get a square, put one there. I put one there roughly. Put one there. Come on, I want come straight down from you too. And one there. And then that's kind of how it looked. And then I traced those out with a Sharpie, and then again use my X-Acto and cut out the little squares, and then you'll have to probably round the edges a bit because you know fans aren't square, they're round. And then in like right here, what I did was I made a tower of the foam I had left over. I cut it into strips, and I made a square base, and it wasn't exactly in the center because, you know, I'm not that coordinated. I made a square base. Let's drag this up a bit. I would say, yeah, it was about that tall. But now, this is what it looked like. It's like that, and then it kind of came up to here. Came up to here. Kind of like that-ish. It was like that sort of thing. Oh, whoops. That's not the tool I want. If that is. And then there was one there. So my tower kind of looked a bit like that. And then it was a small little 3-volt motor that I took and attached up here. It just had like, for now I'll just use this as a representation. No. No, I don't want it like that. Come on, Google, you're not helping with me right now. Okay, there. That's kind of what it looked like, except it was a bit more like that. And then this had a little mount on it, because it was from a set. And then it had the little tiny. Again, I'm not measuring this because it will be all measured out. Had the push rod, or the spindle coming off of it. And then on that spindle, I'm just going to put like a rectangle on it for now, but maybe I won't. There was a propeller that came out to about here-ish. Blue line, please. Don't know. Just so you know, guys, this is not going to be symmetrical. I'm just kind of doing it here quick. So it had a propeller on it, kind of like that, except way more symmetrical. This was wired up to a radio control truck that I had taken apart. Not like a nice expensive one, but a cheap little like Walmart style. Oh. And I had wired this up to the motors, and then the steering, I just used the original steering servo with a small difference in it. And I will include pictures of this when in my editing. And then for each one of these motors, these four on here, I use small, I think they're like 1.5-inch computer cooling fans. Each one was 12 volts. I had them hooked up to a 9-volt battery series that just used alligator clips and stuff like that. And then up in the front, I had the steering servo. How long have they been? I don't know. It's going to check the time, but it doesn't show. Just use a plain rectangle for this. It didn't quite look like a rectangle, but it's a bit smaller. A bit like that. And then it's about like that. And if you've ever seen a steering servo for an RC, you know kind of what they look like. But for those who don't, I'll draw one quick. I have this circle in the middle. Eraser. And then they kind of have like a thing that comes up like that. Like that off of them. Oh, that's not symmetrical. That's better. I have a little thing like that that comes up off of them. Erase, please. Thank you. And then on top of them, they have a small little round bit, which is all stuck off. Can I erase that one? No, I can't. So that's kind of what it looks like. And so what I did was, this sounds terrible. I'll show you a picture of this actually completed. I took a paper clip and wrapped it around the bottom, and then brought it together at the top and super glued it, or not super glue, hot glued it so it wouldn't come off. Screen, why are you going dark? And then at the top of the paperclip, I folded it over and used the tail out of an old RC helicopter I had and hooked that up to a 9-volt. So that when this thing turned this way, then the fan would be pulled this way and thus pulling the entire craft that way. Or if it turned that way, the same thing would happen for there. This thing was actually a bit more. Can I not? Well, that doesn't help me. Okay. But this was also wired up to the radio control unit from this. That just kind of set off over to the side because I knew that these fans would not. Sorry, it's early in the morning. I knew that these fans would not have enough lift to lift the entire thing. I was actually kind of surprised when it had enough lift to just lift this much. But the fan I used for the back didn't propel it very much. I mean, it worked okay, but if you're going to make something permanent, I would suggest using a different radio control thing, not one out of an old truck that you find laying around, because the fan really wasn't powerful enough to do anything permanent. Sorry. But like I said, I will be including pictures in editing and stuff like that. But thanks for watching this tutorial. It was a bit different than all the other ones I've done, but what can you do?